Wow, thanks very much, Brock. That really touches me. Tomorrow I got the chance to talk more in detail about Metro Vancouver's decade-long Sustainable Region Initiative and its culminating achievement, this huge binder, the Compendium of Integrated Management Action Plans. But today, Brock's asked me, and I'm happy to do so, just to share with you the origins of this work. And it goes back to 2001 when I was looking for ideas to revitalize my organization and got a bit jaded. And someone suggested coming to this very first FCM Sustainable Communities Conference. Now, I'd worked with sustainability in the early 90s, trying to make Bill Reese's ecological footprint concept practical and not too successful. But I thought, well, I'll come and see what new ideas they've got to see if I've got some new inspiration. And that happened in a session that was given by a Toronto councillor who made a name for himself here with the FCM, called Jack Layton. And yet the first 5 minutes of that session were a complete and utter disaster. The person responsible for the CD with his PowerPoint on was late, hadn't turned up. Jack was trying to kill time, waiting for that person to come, was losing his audience. And just before I headed for the exit, it happened. He just stopped talking. And the silence recaptured everyone's attention. And then he turned and riveted those piercing eyes on us. And I felt he was looking right through me personally. And he said, "Do you understand that there is no compelling evidence that on our current course we will survive as a species more than 4 to 6 generations, and the last 2 of those will be spent in hellish conflict over diminishing resources and an increasingly toxic environment." And I felt the implied admonition that I was just standing idly by in the face of such terrible prospects, and that seared into my conscience. I tried to dismiss it as the rhetoric of a clever politician rescuing a blown speech. But no, Jack's words stuck in my brain like a wet leaf sticks to your shoe on a rainy November day. These conferences are great networks, so I tried my science network and my political network to see if I could get any comfort. My scientific pals told me, no, Layton isn't talking rot. 100 years, if we don't do anything, we're going to be in desperate trouble. And when I suggested to Mike Harcourt this might be a provincial, federal sort of thing, he prodded me with his finger and said, no, the solution lies in cities and the solution is in municipal leaders stepping up to the plate. And I thought, oh God, he's talking about me. So by the time I landed in Vancouver, I knew what I had to do. It was a total commitment to sustainability or nothing. So I assembled my senior staff and gave them the new directions. We were going to go for sustainability in a practical way. We were going to drive it into every corner of our organization and make it work. And when we'd done that, we'd take it out into the rest of the region, or we'd get fired in the attempt. And it came close a couple of times. They teased me, and they still do, about my burning bush experience at the FCM. And I had no comeback and no apology. The Sustainable Region Initiative was born that day, and now a decade later, it's blazed the trail, and not only has Metro Vancouver's organization been completely transformed, so has every municipality in Metro Vancouver, so have all the community groups, all the chambers of commerce, even the Vancouver Board of Trade gives away as little mementos, little wooden 3-legged stools, just to show they get it too. And the headhunters looking for my replacement have told my board Metro Vancouver is viewed internationally now as a mecca of sustainability. And none of that, in my view, would have occurred, and certainly the SRI would not have occurred, if the FCM hadn't convened that conference and Jack Layton hadn't seen so clearly, spoken so powerfully, and pointed the way so forcefully to the path we had to follow. So when Jack fell ill, I desperately wanted to finish this compendium and hand it to him as tangible evidence of the influence he'd had at that conference. so he might know, but he left us too fast and it was not to be. So I'm doubly grateful to the FCM for this opportunity to share this story. First, to thank Brock and the FCM for that conference and all the conferences since, and to encourage them to keep on doing it until the job is done, because you don't know from which acorn a big oak will grow, and it's so, so important for us to keep on doing this kind of work. And secondly, to be able to publicly say, in the environment that he loves so much and he serves so well, thank you, Jack. This one was for you.